on one side, we have great opportunities like providing equal access to education. At the same time, there are some risks related to artificial intelligence, related specifically to job replacement.
But instead of worrying, what's the single most important mindset or skill we should build now to aim for a strategic, high-level role AI can't replace?
The most important skill, specifically learning how to learn with AI and staying curious about all the developments.
Today, we're talking to one of the world's top AI product thinkers, Pawel Huryn. And we're not just talking, we're running live challenges to test how families can build real AI intuition.
Actually, you do not need to start designing Claude Artifacts from scratch. When you log into Claude, there is this option in the left menu, Artifacts, and we can start with ready artifacts that have already been built. AI progress cannot be stopped, and I believe that what we should do right now, and this is critical and urgent, is to focus on AI safety and making sure that we can control AI.
Let's play the AI gut check. Would you accept this level of continuous monitoring if it guaranteed better learning outcomes? Does your product philosophy put student privacy ahead of maximum personalization? Parents everywhere are asking, if AI can do your child's homework, make deepfake videos of others, or even monitor their emotions, will it prepare them for the future or will it ruin it? Today, we're talking to one of the world's top AI product thinkers, Pawel Huryn. And we're not just talking, we're running live challenges to test how families can build real AI intuition. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the AI Parenting Institute. I'm your host, Rayan Ali. Our mission on this podcast is to bridge the gap between today's leading AI experts and the parents and teens who are shaping the world of tomorrow. Pawel, thank you so much for being here and welcome to the podcast.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you.
Hi, Ryan.
All right, let's start from the beginning. Before you started helping others break into AI product leadership, what first opened your eyes into the real impact that AI could have on people's lives?
So I have like two perspectives that exist in my mind in parallel regarding the AI. So on one side, we have great opportunities like providing equal access to education, because right now you can just take an LLM or chatbot like ChatGPT or Cloud and use it as a learning tutor. But at the same time, there are some risks related to artificial intelligence, related specifically to job replacement and what we will be doing in the future, how the new roles will look like. The recent study from Stanford demonstrated that the entry jobs are currently being replaced, and it impacts graduates. So I'm trying to think more about this positive impact of AI. Equal access to education, equal access to information, possibly abundance of resources once we speed up the technological progress with AI scientists.
Many junior roles are disappearing as AI takes over the easy work. For students and teens planning their careers, that's unsettling. But instead of worrying, what's the single most important mindset or skill we should build now to aim for a strategic, high-level role AI can't replace?
So I would say, and I've been saying the most important skill, there are actually two that are connected. The first one, learning how to learn, specifically learning how to learn with AI, and staying curious about all the developments, new developments in technologies, and just trying to use them and learning by trying things, not waiting until, because like, for example, me, I'm trying like 10, 15 tools every month. And I'm constantly trying to experiment with everything that appears in the AI space. And still I'm unable to explore everything. So the important thing to understand is that AI is not just a tool. It's like the previous tools, let's say the steam engine. It was a tool that allowed us to perform a specific work more efficiently. Even computers that affected white collars or mental work, they eliminated some jobs, but then created other jobs. But AI, once we go to artificial superintelligence, that could potentially replace any mental work that is required. Then what's left is like learning how to use those tools, potentially smarter than us, for our leverage. And so that's why I think that in the next 2-3 years, this is learning how to use artificial intelligence, learning how to build systems that leverage AI tools. But in the longer time horizon, this is learning how to learn, learning how to learn fast and stay curious. Yeah, AI is that like this meta solution that is not automating a specific task, but has a potential to automate and also invent new tools and automate everything that we do. So that's why it's important to learn how to adapt fast and be ready that we might not be necessarily working 20 years in the same role in the future, like our parents used to work, and even some in my age also do the same job for many years in a row. And what AI cannot replace, because Ryan, that was the second part of your question. I think that AI cannot replace and will never replace human-to-human interactions, even if we have super intelligence that is smarter than us, that is more intelligent than us and can do any work. I believe that we still need this human-to-human connection, and we can decide what we value. So, because at the end of the day, people spend money in the economy, not artificial intelligence. Mm-hmm. So how we perceive value and what we consider valuable, this might be evolving. And I believe that a huge part of it will be those human connections and networks.
Thank you, Pawel, for the advice of skills. Once that mindset is in place, let's see it in motion. Like if a parent wants to help their teen plan something simple yet stressful, like a weekly study break routine, how would you use Claude Artifacts to turn that idea into a quick working tool right here?
Yeah, sure. Let me share the screen and we can demonstrate that. Actually, you do not need to start designing Claude Artifacts from scratch. So when you log into Claude, there is this option in the left menu, Artifacts, and we can start with ready artifacts that have already been built, like writing tutor, PRD to prototype. This is more for product managers. But if we go to the learning tab, there is, for example, attachment quiz style or learning tutor, and you can preview how they were built, because when we click them, you will see the exact prompt. So this is a message that we need to send to Claude to build that app. We can test it. Let's say I want to customize, because this is a general style quiz. I would like to have a quiz about math. Mm-hmm. So it was already created. It works based on the template. So change it into a math quiz that will test 5th grade math. And it should create an interactive artifact, so the app that you can share and you can use to practice a specific area. In that case, I asked about a very broad topic, so I expected to mix questions from different domains, mm-hmm. like maybe trigonometry, adding, percentages, and so on. But if you have some specific area that you would like to better understand and to study, you can use this and then focus only on this area.
Wow.
So let's wait. I hope this will work because it creates this from scratch. And in a moment, we should see this. Any specific other areas, Ryan, that you have in mind?
No, I don't think so.
No?
So math, yeah, we can say grade 5 math. You can do maybe science or geometry or geography.
Yeah, let's test this one. So what is... now everyone will see what is my level of math. Okay, that was incorrect. 1896, right? Rectangle. Maybe I will not focus on answering all those questions. It's probably 36. No, 38. I'm trying to do it fast because we don't want to spend time. So I will just select
we can
the
cut it out
answers.
halfway through if you want. Sure.
There should be some summary at the end, maybe some encouragement to practice more. We can try again. We could also ask Claude here. And many people focus a lot on prompting, like finding this perfect prompt or perfect prompt template that you can use, and then it will build magical things. It doesn't work like this in practice. So the most important thing is to do not expect that it will build that you will get a perfect result on the first try. If something doesn't work, you can just write that, hey, I would like this app to be darker, or I would like to use a pool of questions, like 100 random questions, and give me 20 random questions or something like that. And it will change that. So instead of, this is not an exam like we are used at school that you're expected to give the best answer at the first try. You can just iterate, you can test things, and if it doesn't work, you just tell Cloud what doesn't work or LLM, and it will fix that.
All right. Now we'll be focusing on visualization today. Why do you think using an image generation feature like Imagine with Claude to visualize abstract concepts is so important for parents and teens who want to develop a strong and foundational use of AI?
Visualizing, like there is this saying that a picture is worth 1,000 words. Even in my social media activity, I have found out that it's much easier for people to consume visual information than to consume text, audio, or video. But if people are talking and there is no, like, you still need to transcribe this to text. Yeah, visual representation of knowledge is one of the most effective ones. And you try to understand a complex topic. And any chatbot can do that. So you can ask, for example, ChatGPT to research a specific area, like Roman history of Rome, and then create an interactive visual, either a picture or a diagram, or even interactive visualization that will change when you interact with it, and it will do that.
All right. Let's play the AI gut check. I'll give you a quick scenario, and I need your immediate yes or no instinct. We have 3 scenarios, and for each scenario, you'll receive 2 gut questions. Ready?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Scenario 1. Imagine a personalized study AI that can tell you when you're tired or losing focus. It instantly adjusts the lesson to keep you engaged. But to do this, it constantly tracks your facial expressions and background noise. Question 1. Would you accept this level of continuous monitoring if it guaranteed better learning outcomes?
I think that when we interact with other people observe our face impression and how we behave all the time. So here, if AI is doing that, the only concern that I would have is how this data will be used. If this is something that runs locally on my machine and this data is not shared, or maybe it is processed in the cloud. So I would like to understand that. Okay. Other than that, I think that the level of monitoring, the level of AI being present almost everywhere around us, this will only increase. So we might need to get used to it. Just think about how to make it secure so that people who shouldn't have access to this data don't have access. And at the same time, if it can help us study or learn better, that is a good idea.
Second question. Does your product philosophy put student privacy ahead of maximum personalization?
It depends. Like, I believe people should have, and people usually how this is done, people can opt in or opt out, whether their data is used, their personal data is used to adjust their behavior. So this should be an option. I believe this should be an opt-in option. So it means that people are not forced by default to share their data. But at the same time, I think the maximum personalization of the product is a good thing, because you then, instead of seeing a generic interface or generic information, you see the information that is most relevant to you. And also product can guide you so you discover features or capabilities or information that will create the most value for you specifically.
Scenario 2. I'm using a new AI tool and my parents are worried, but instead of checking my phone logs, they sit down with me and try it for half an hour. Question 1. Is exploring the AI with the teen safer than just monitoring?
No. Overall, if we are talking about off-the-shelf models like OpenAI or Cloud or tools by Anthropic or even Grok, those models, it is very unlikely that those models will do something really harmful. This happens, but it happens like one in a few million times. And trying to monitor every activity that a person takes, this would be a bottleneck, because it is impossible to explore 10, 15 apps every month and keep up with everything new that is happening. So this puts you at risk that you will, your learning will be slower. And instead of monitoring, instead of trying to do everything with the kid and controlling what the kid does, I would prefer to focus on learning the kid how to recognize dangers and how to recognize dangers, and then how to use AI responsibly, and maybe what types of the apps they should avoid and which are safe, rather than trying to control every possible activity.
Question 2. Does dedicated AI learning time feel more effective than waiting for a problem to happen?
Yes.
Scenario 3. I created a super realistic deepfake video of my principal singing a ridiculous song. It's meant as a joke, but it's totally believable, and my friends are begging me to post it. Question 1. Does the joke in creating and spreading deceptive material about a real person dominate the potential harm?
The potential harm is larger.
Okay, question 2. Should a teenager be allowed to access the tools that can create perfectly believable media of other people?
No, and the question is whether parents should be able to allowed to access those tools. But I think that we need new social norms and regulations that are being shaped in this area, and also it's important for people to realize that they cannot believe everything they see.
Those were some amazing answers. Now, you prefer coaching juniors by communicating the strategic context rather than micromanaging. How can parents apply the strategic context leadership style to guide their teens into using AI more responsibly?
So, strategic context, broadly speaking, is about, instead of micromanaging, so instead of pointing a finger and answering every question and explaining what to do step by step, it is about giving some framework, like grand truths, or in the context of product, this is like strategy or the direction that we want to, like the direction that we are trying to move into. And so in case of juniors, that would be communicating the risks, the opportunities of AI, and also maybe suggesting the tools that the person could use or could try, but not trying to control everything that the person does. And at the same time, this strategic context, this is not about giving full freedom, because I believe that freedom should be adjusted to the person's maturity. So if you give a full freedom without any guidance, then the person might feel lost or overwhelmed. And so it's important to find like some point in the middle. So you are not trying to control everything, but at the same time, you can copilot or act as a coach that can guide and point the right direction. Does that make sense?
You are celebrated for converting complex thinking into actionable tips, resources, and step-by-step playbooks. For an educator or a policymaker seeking to prepare students for an AI world, what is one tangible, actionable step they should implement immediately?
So those are two perspectives, educator and policymaker. Let's focus on policymakers. So I believe that AI progress cannot be stopped, because if one country stops it, then other countries, like, for example, China, will continue working on AI and will get an advantage, build an advantage. And I believe that what we should do right now, and this is critical and urgent, is to focus on AI safety and making sure that we can control AI once it becomes potentially super intelligent.
Or harmful, yeah.
Yeah. So preventing this, and also I'm not sure people realize it, but right now, almost anyone can, like, the barrier of building something with AI, even if this is not a super intelligence, something that can harm many people, like biological weapon or a virus, this is becoming increasingly easier. So I would like to understand how we can protect from that, because, like, in 1-2 years, perhaps almost everyone will be able to do that. And of course, there are some guidelines. So you can do that with ChatGPT, or you cannot do it with Cloud or Grok. But there are many open source models, and also a model can be hacked, can be jailbreaked, and then you can use it for whatever you want. So I think that we should have more discussion on AI safety.
One last prompt. Can you give us a master prompt for Claude Artifacts that teaches a teen how to take a detailed research report in literature or history and synthesize it into a scannable, high-impact social media post designed to build trust and convey value?
Yeah, sure. So the master prompt for virtually everything is, so there are several critical elements that you can include, and this allows you to create almost every possible prompt that or achieve almost everything that you want to achieve with artificial intelligence. So the first thing is to ask artificial intelligence to play a role. So instead of saying do this and this, like in this case, create a detailed research report, say that you are the best world-class researcher that specializes in, for example, literature or in history. So it sets the context so that LLM, which is a prediction, maybe not algorithm, but at the end of the day, it is predicting the text that will be generated. Mm-hmm. It has a good starting point. And then you need to specify what exactly you expect and what the right answer is. So you already mentioned that this should be a detailed report, that the report should be scannable, it should be high-impact social media posts. And we can also directly specify what the format should be. So, for example, I expect that this will be an image or image and text, or I expect you to create a PowerPoint presentation. And what also helps is specifying specific steps that AI needs to take. So instead of aggregating all those information into several sentences, you can ask, for example, ChatGPT, the first step, create. So before starting everything, you are this world-class researcher in literature or history. Then the first step, do research, and, for example, consider this and this and this if you have some specific sources in mind. Then aggregate those results, for example, and double check that they are correct, just so that it can reflect or maybe pull more information if more information is needed. And then step 3, synthesize it into scannable, high-impact social media post, so that instead of focusing at everything at once, AI is guided what to do step by step, and this improves the accuracy and you get better results. And there are also other techniques like giving examples, but in this case, the example would be quite large, like the entire report. Also, we can specify what to avoid. Like if there are things that you do not want to mention, for example, or you have some other constraints like this post should be 1,000 words long, then you can define those expectations and LLM will follow them. And finally, in real life, I wrote several posts and several guides about prompting strategies, but those are just starting points. And what works in practice is just trying to interact with AI. And I already mentioned that you look at what AI generated, and if you didn't like something, just ask AI that, hey, I didn't like this, or you forgot about this, or I want it to be structured differently, and it will do that. And it is more time effective than spending half an hour to write a perfect prompt.
That was amazing. And thank you, Pawel, once again, as this was one of the most practical and encouraging conversations I've ever had.
Thanks. I'm not an psychologist. I'm not a futurist. I work with AI every day. So I try to share my perspective also as a parent. If it helps someone, then it's great. I can suggest some tools. Sorry. There are several tools that I believe people should explore. And if we can include it somehow, that would be great. Using AI to learn what they teach at schools, it's not necessarily the best approach, because a lot of things that we learn, this is exactly the same program that people learned 10 years ago or 20 years ago. And I believe that people like teenagers should explore prompting, working with AI agents, building AI agents, exploring different AI tools, not only to support their current education, but also to prepare how they will be interacting with AI in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So those are tools like Lovable, Cloud Artifacts. I already mentioned that. Chatbots like ChatGPT or Cloud, all are great. And possibly also explore image generation and what it is able to do. So ChatGPT or Google Gemini. And for research, I would recommend exploring clouds. For research, I would recommend exploring OpenAI Deep Research in ChatGPT and Deep Research in Perplexity. And in Perplexity, you can do it for free. And also Google Gemini also has this deep research that can search through 100 or more pages and create a comprehensive report.
Yeah, thank you again, Pawel. And to the parents, AI isn't about keeping your kids safe from change. It's about preparing them to lead it. And to every teen out there, don't just chase the AI tools, learn to spot the real problems they solve. And that's how you can stay irreplaceable. Pawel, where can people find more of your work?
So I write the Product Compass newsletter. It is available on Substack. I have 126,000 subscribers. They can also find me on social media, so on LinkedIn or on X or Twitter. That's it.
If this episode made you rethink AI at home, share it with another family, because we're building a movement here at the AI Parenting Institute. So subscribe and let me know in the comments, what strategic skill would you like to master next? And once again, I'm Rayan, and thank you for trusting me with your time and your biggest parenting concerns. Until next time, let's keep building a future where kids don't adapt to change, they create it. Thank you, Pawel.
Thank you, Ryan.